Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Joni Ogg, and on behalf of TravelProfessionalNews.com, home-based travelagent.com, and travelagency.com, I want to welcome all of you to today's webinar, and I appreciate your taking the time out of your busy days to. We're thrilled to welcome our speaker today. David Mayhofer is currently serving as the Vice President of Sales and Engagement at Travel Planners International, TPI. He's a seasoned professional with over decades of experience. And prior to joining TPI, he held key positions at renowned companies such as Celebrity Cruises, Colette Vacations, and Enterprise Rent-A-Car, where he excelled at sales, account management, and in leadership roles. He's got a proven track record of leadership, building and maintaining very strong relationships, prospecting new business opportunities, and also engaging presentations and trainings, which is what you're going to enjoy today. And with a bachelor's degree in recreation and leisure services management from East Stroudsburg University of Pennsylvania, he brings a unique blend of industry expertise and educational qualifications to his role at TPI. Now, today's webinar topic is parlaying your travel sales, turning one sale into hundreds. Two very lucky attendees are going to win 30-minute consultations with Dave, so be sure to listen carefully for your chance to win. And additionally, one more lucky attendee will win a gift card courtesy of Professional News, and we'll be randomly choosing those at the end of all the questions and answer period. So just remember, folks, as is always with us, you are unfortunately muted, but we do welcome your questions at any time. So you can type those in at the right-hand panel of your screen. And when the presentation is over, we're going to take as many questions as we can. So make sure you just get those in there when they come into your head, and we'll get to them at the end. So I'm going to turn the microphone over to my friend Dave so he can get started. Welcome, Dave.
Hey, Joni, how are you?
I'm great, thank you. I'm a new grandma this week. My third baby born last week, a day after. It was close enough for a good present.
That's fantastic. A huge congrats to you and your family. Always nothing better than a beautiful new baby bringing to the world. And gosh, you get my two daughters are 14 and 11 now. So it's been a while since we've had a newborn.
Yeah, and it's a whole new thing again, right?
Yeah, no, well, huge congrats to you. And I know, if summer's not busy enough, right? Now you have a new family member to help take care of. So a big congrats,
Exactly.
Joni.
Thanks again, Dave. Thanks.
So thanks a ton for having me, Joni. I know, I'm new to my position here with TPI, but definitely not new to the industry and overall regarding sales. And one of the things for me, and I'm really excited to get into this, one of the things for me in each and every position that I've held throughout, my tenure here in the travel industry, at the end of the day, sales is sales, business is business. We thankfully, and I think many of the people who are tuned in can attest to this, we work in the amazing travel industry where, I would care to guess 90 to 95% of the conversations I have are extremely positive. We are working with customers and future guests who are going on a honeymoon. There are people traveling with a family reunion, a bucket list trip somewhere over in Europe, that once in a lifetime trip, people going over to Australia or a cruise to Alaska. We work in this industry of such extreme positivity, 90 to 95% of the time, right? Don't get me wrong. I get it. There are challenges like every industry has out there and really any career that somebody's in. But the reason why I'm going down this route right now is ultimately in this amazing travel industry with all these crazy experiences, meeting people from all over the world, at the end of the day, it is business and it has to do with your sales. So that brings me to today and sharing with you a new series, really. And I don't always, work with these presentations, but a new series that I've been developing called Crack the Code, where we really do a little bit more of a deeper dive on a large variety of topics. And today, I would like to share with you parlaying your travel sales, parlay your personal travel sales, and ultimately growing your business. Thank you for the great introduction, Joni. I know, I mentioned before, I'm working on about 4 months now in this new gig here at Travel Plans International, and I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. One of my favorite things is being out here working face-to-face, but also in the virtual environment with like webinars and Zooms, and helping train and teach our advisors a little bit more about the selling side of travel and growing your business. Let's get after it. A parlay bet. Joni, quick question. Are you a sports fan and/or are you a gambler?
I'm neither. Can you believe that? I guess I'd be more of a gambler. I mean, I like slot machines, but only like the nickel ones.
Okay.
So I am very cautious. And sports, I like certain sports, but they're more independent sports, like personal hiking, running, and that kind of stuff. But I'm not like a sports person with teams. So I
Got it.
probably answered that wrong.
No, it's all good. And the analogy I'm going to be playing with today and utilizing today, the whole parlaying, for those of you out there that might gamble or enjoy, betting on a game here or there, or, even in the casino type of gambling, parlaying a bet. And this is a definition I pulled off of Investopedia. And a parlay bet is it's when a bettor makes 2 or more bets and combines them into one wager. So I just say, for example, I'm in New York. You could bet on the New York Yankees and you could bet on the New York Mets to each win. If they both win, you're going to make a lot more money than if you only bet for one of them to win. So you're taking more risk to gain the bigger reward. Now, in this scenario, in the world of sports gambling and parlaying a bet, the moral of the story with this is you are looking to multiply your winnings. And so when I bring this transition or this analogy into our travel sales, for us, it's when a travel advisor turns one sale into multiple other travel sales, turning one into maybe 100 different opportunities. And really, again, going back to the whole premise of multiplying your one sale and turning it into many. 100, great. More, even better. But again, even if you do 1 or 2 more extra things that help you multiply that original sale, that's what's going to ultimately make you more profitable and help you grow your business. So that's a little bit of setting the table as far as, parlaying your travel sales and using these multipliers, so to speak. The great news is, right, when we look at, various statistics, what the travel market looks like here in the United States, many Americans right now estimated to take 2 weeks of vacation every year. 2 weeks of vacation. Large majority of them are booking their vacation with a travel advisor or in some other way, but people are out there, our guests, future guests are out there. It's a matter of finding them, retaining them, and rebooking them. Many Americans take 2 to 3 vacations every year overall, right? So 2 weeks of vacation every year. They take maybe about 2 to 3 vacations every year. That could be a 1-week cruise. It could be a weekend getaway. It could be something over, maybe bigger over in Europe or South Africa, South America, whatever it may be. For the sake of today, we are talking about your existing customers, the low-hanging fruit. Those individuals who you already have in front of you, who maybe you've already booked, and now what are some of those other things to help you grow your business? And really, for me, it falls into about 4 buckets or 4 categories. First, upselling and add-ons. And we're going to get into a little bit more detail as we go along here. But if you think about this, and I assume especially for those tuned in who have been in the game for a while, been in the industry, maybe it's been in travel for a bit or other industries in a sales or business capacity, right? It's looking at what are some additional things you could do or offer your client to help increase that sale. So we'll dive into that. This one I call and another one, right? And another one. It's kind of like when you walk into the store and You buy that loaf of bread or that gallon of milk, but there's that sale, right? Get 2 for 1, second one is half off, BOGO offers, all that good stuff. And another one, right? In the vacation world, all right, they just booked that cruise with you. Now also Mr. and Mrs. Smith are looking to do that city getaway in Paris or something on the west coast of the States, east coast of the States, but that second vacation package. Referrals and leads, right? How many times, and some of you out there watching may have it at the end of your signature when you're emailing people, but what do they say? The best compliment you could pay me is with a referral or by recommending your friends and family. But referrals and leads, if you're making it a practice, highly profitable way of growing your business and parlaying your sales. And then groups, right? Some out there, and meeting so many advisors over the years, some out there are nervous or scared to work with groups. They think it's a big headache. They think it takes up too much of their time. But really, right? What's better than having 40 customers, 100 customers? Would you rather have that than 1 customer, 2 customers, 3 customers? And having a group sets the stage for all that future parlaying of your travel sales. All right, here's a fun little video to kind of kick things off here. Sit back, enjoy. Please take a second, turn your volume up a little bit. Should go okay here, but sit back, enjoy. Hopefully tell a little bit of the story.
Okay, yeah, certainly it's good. But since you're having a steak, we're not really good. Yep, here he goes. Baby, I believe he's upset. Stay strong, baby. You say your breath, Hollywood. I ain't never gonna know upset all you're gonna go. Oh yeah? You gonna put some voodoo on me? Man, you be careful now. You push on kid, he push on back. You think I talk to all my tables like this? No. But it would literally eat me alive. I didn't tell you about this special. I got a ribeye back there to make it toast. Dry aged, grass-fed, grain-finished USDA pie, and the cost of it is just a little more than that serving. So the question is, why would you go to Panama City Beach when Destin is right down the road? Destin Beach is not. Panama City Beach is fine by me. But what if I told you this ribeye is like the most? Damn. He's good. How much is it? A little more, but not enough to make it work. This is going to get cold anyway. Damn it, you win. Set me up with the ribeye. Yeah, he always goes for the upstate.
Joni, could you hear that one okay?
Yeah, it was a little bit muted to hear it, but they could see the text underneath it, I'm sure. So that's all good. Thank you.
All right. I apologize to any of you who might have had some audio or volume issues on that. Really, again, the premise of that, being the upsell. How many times have you been at a restaurant where, you order something and that waiter, the good ones, right? The good ones are going to offer you some additional items or maybe upgrade that, a certain size, that 8-ounce steak to the 12-ounce or whatever it may be. So in any case, right, we're talking about upselling, we're talking about parlaying your sales, we're talking about increasing your sales. And really, for me, what's one of the best examples out there historically? It's really in these 6 words. Do you want fries with that? Do you want fries with that? I'm a big yes. Give me the fries. In my younger days, much younger days, I worked in a movie theater, and the big thing there, working in the movie theater, right, work at the concessions, we're there and lines of people, right, enjoying that movie on a Friday night, a Saturday afternoon, whatever it may be, but lines of people getting their popcorn, getting their drinks, getting their candy. And one of the things we were trained to always say was, for 25 cents more, would you like to make that medium soda a large? For 25 cents more, would you like to make that small soda a medium? You go down the list or up the list, really, when I say as far as, increasing sales or that add-on or that. Do you want fries with that? Think about all of the ways you sell travel and all of those interactions you have from the moment you speak to a new client for the first time to that, the return of customers and you're speaking to them about their next vacation. But people are already in the mindset of buying and spending money And now it's up to us to incorporate within our talk track and our selling points, how are we going to increase those sales? And I'm not talking about, the used car salesman or the stereotypical salesperson out there. It's really finding a way at a comfort level to present these things like, do you want fries with that, into your travel sales and that talk track. At the end of the day, it comes down to that kind of suggestive selling. Do you want fries with that? Of course, most people are going to say, yeah, give me some fries, right? You're looking to increase your revenue, so you're suggesting certain items, certain add-ons, the insurance, whatever it might be with that trip. Looking to increase your revenue and really using subtleties that are effective ways of increasing those sales. But I always love that example. Do you want fries with that, right? Do you want insurance with that? Do you want to rent the cabana with that? Do you want that additional cabin with that, seeing that it's a family of 5, a family of 10 travel, whatever it may be, and utilizing all those things. So upselling and add-ons, this is one of the biggest and really easiest ways to increase our sales in travel. And again, hopefully many of you, especially the experienced ones, do this and make a practice of it all. But offering the insurance, right? Large majority of folks want the insurance. Pre and post stays, right? You're going all the way over to Europe for that 7-night cruise, and somebody's, talking to you about the cost of that cruise, or maybe it's an 8-night, 9-night, whatever it might be, and they're bickering about price, but now they're also losing those days for travel without really experiencing the destination when they're in Rome or somewhere else. So there's pre and post days. Oops. Shore excursions, obviously for me it's a no-brainer. This is an easy one if people are on those cruises. For shore excursions, of course, during a cruise, or if there's a land package, something you're offering there where they have those extra excursions, hikes, options, whatever it may be in the destination. Fees and markups. Now, I know this can be a sensitive one, right? Some travel advisors pride themselves in not charging any fees, marking up anything. Other ones pride themselves in always attaching a fee for their time, for their service. Maybe there's markups involved there. That's obviously, all of these things are, up to you and what you want to do to increase your sales. But fees and markups could be a big one and highly profitable one. I put this one into the upsell and add-ons, right? Bring a friend or family member. Is that something too? I know I've heard various advisors that no matter who they're speaking to, unless they've determined it already, maybe through the qualification process, but you just booked 2 cabins to Alaska, and it's just the 2 cabins, and now you just throw out there, oh, by the way, Mr. Johnson, I know you mentioned you have a lot of friends and family. Is there anybody else considering going to Alaska with you, or at the same time of year? They might say no, we're all set. But you know what? If you don't ask that question, 2 months later, you may very well hear that their friends booked with some other travel advisor or some other way that now you could have had that booking. So I include that in the add-on. So why not? Just incorporate these little things into your talk track. And then to me, another no-brainer, upgrading the guest room or cabin. If somebody is a diehard, they're talking about their balcony cabin, why not mention it at some point along the way? Hey, by the way, for $300 more, you can upgrade to the fill in the blank, right? If it's a suite, maybe it's going to be a little bit more than $300. But you get where I'm going with that as far as the upgrading of the guest rooms or cabins. The end another one. Now, I like this one because we read, or I shared with you some statistics and some examples as far as how much vacation time people have a year, how many vacations people take time a year, right? What was it, 3? So now, we're coming to the back half, or we're in the back half of 2024. You're going to be having discussions with customers that are looking to book their first quarter trip, right? Maybe it's something someplace else in the world that's a little bit warmer than the Northeast. Maybe it's somewhere, wherever it might be, but that they're going to be traveling January, February. So they're going to book that trip with you. But you know what? There's a good chance they're going to have a vacation planned, or they will be planning a vacation for later next year as well. Why not get your foot in the door on that one as well? So I call that one the end another one, because there might just be another vacation you can go ahead and book for them. Referrals and leads. Referrals and leads. Now this is right. This has been a big topic in sales, in travel. Everyone, when they talk about sales, always talks about having referrals as customers and then also getting leads. Now, there's a way of doing this. There's really an art of doing this. I'm not necessarily saying to you or looking to convince you to say, okay, get out, jump onto Google, jump online, start looking for lists and lists of people to start calling on as far as quote unquote leads. That's a way of doing it. And you put some time into it, you get some nice, it could be very, very fruitful. The referral side of it, okay, now this to me is an easy one, right? You have some satisfied guests. They just go on that, trip to Europe, whatever it might be. They're happy with you. They love the service. Maybe before they even go, while they're there, when they come back, now they're referring friends and family to you. Maybe another huge group to you. So the referral side of things and the lead side of things, it's all about having a process in place and a talk track in place to help foster your business and grow your business. Okay. Joni, are you still with me? Are you ready to hear about Joe and Nina?
I am here, and I am, yes.
All right. Okay. So here's an example, folks, of really, again, sometimes when we talk about it, when we think about it, sometimes it's hard to really, put a number to it or really wrap your head around what this could do for your business. So I want to share this little story about Joe and Nina, who just booked with you. Think about this, right? Think about this in your business. You just booked Joe and Nina on a 10-day Alaskan cruise tour, right? So Joe and Nina are booked with you, with one of your cruise partners, to do a 7-night cruise in Alaska, and then a 3-day tour while they're in Alaska as well, turning into a 10-day total, right? So great, you have them, they love you. But, this is a good but, Joe and Nina's daughter-in-law and their son, Jen and Steve, are looking to book an anniversary cruise. Just the two of them for their anniversary. What happens? Joe and Nina says, you know what? I want to speak to Dave, to Steve, to Joni, whoever it might be. James, they want to talk to the travel advisor who just booked them on that Alaska cruise tour because Joe and Nina absolutely loved your service. So now you have Jen and Steve doing their anniversary cruise. And this leads Jen and Steve to want to bring a lot of their family and friends to you to book their South American tour. So those little numbers that you're seeing, right? It started off with 2 people, Joe and Nina. Add another 2, right? Jen and Steve went on their Mediterranean cruise. Now in total, Jen and Steve then plan another vacation with the 8 of them, right? That family, they're all going to South America. It's a big ticket item. Meanwhile, Jen and Steve recommended Barb and Ken, who want to go on an African safari with their family, a total of 6 people. I mean, take a look, folks. Really, the numbers speak for themselves. You're looking at roughly $2,100 in commission to start by selling roughly a $14,000 vacation package. And that leads to another $18,000 vacation package, turns into an $80,000 tour of South America. Meanwhile, Barb and Ken just took 6 of them on an African safari. That's another $72,000. And just like that, what started off as about a $2,100 commission has now multiplied up to $27,600 in commission. What do you think? What do you think?
I love that. I love that example. It's so clear, though. We talk about that, but to actually see it, you see the numbers right there and how simple it looks. It's like, let's do it. Why wouldn't we, right?
Joni, I know you and I are just getting to know each other, right, over these past few months and whatnot, but if there's one thing you'll know about me, I try to keep things simple because you know what? Most people can understand, right, the simplest of things, but really breaking it down like this, to me, it just screams, I need to do something about, parlaying my sales, about incorporating these things into my talk track. So, moral of the story, everybody, with this one is, speaking of referrals, leads, all of these things, and a lot of it translates right through your service. And some of you on this call hopefully have some amazing stories of scenarios like this where it just kind of worked as that multiplier. But it's big, and you don't have to be a used car salesperson. You don't have to be someone that feels like that slimy sales and all those stereotypical things that, the word sales sometimes is affiliated with, because it's not like that. You're providing a great service which helps you sell and which leads to future sales. Okay. So let's talk about groups for a moment, right? Groups really can be one of, if not the fastest way to grow your business. And the nice thing is, and I work with many advisors like this, all they do is groups. Some of them have, a rotating group of 15 to 20 groups, that travel annually or biannually, right? And they're rotating. And these groups some of them are of significant sizes. The other part of their business, though, the FIT business, and turning it into that side of it, utilizing, let me just go back for a second, right? You'll get a group like this, right? Roughly probably somewhere just under 100 folks in this photo. But think about this is one group trip. Let's parlay that and turn it into maybe it's 40, 50 individual trips. And that all starts with groups. Some key things. Many groups travel every year, okay? Many groups travel every year. They do one trip, they're going to want to come together again, as long as it's a good time. And as long as you're not traveling with certain people. No, but in all seriousness, right? Many groups do travel every year, so why not have them do the one trip? They're loving it. Let's get them booked on that next trip. Groups are made of individuals, couples, friends, family, and subgroups. Curious if anybody, that's tuned in now, and obviously I know, feel free to throw it in the chat box or comments, but if any of you work with these groups where you've had that happen, where that one big group that, maybe they did, the big group did a cruise Western Med, right? And now within that group, a subgroup, maybe it's a smaller group, 12 of them that are close friends, decided they want to just go to the Caribbean on more of a simple short-term vacation the next year. Great, boom, grab them, right? Meanwhile, in that group, there's a family involved there, right? Mr. and Mrs. Smith, they're an executive from a company that's in this group, and now they want to bring their family on a land tour of Italy. Boom, grab them, right? All of this low-hanging fruit. And really, it's a matter of you setting up your systems, setting up your communication track, and making sure that you're the one that's going to get them booked. Groups and group leaders may know like-minded groups. So now we're tying the group segment and potential to parlay your business, melding it with leads and referrals. Right? Many years ago, not many years ago, working for a tour operator, right? We worked with a lot of various affinity groups. And once you had success with a radio group, like a come-along group with a DJ or, a pastor from a church, they hang out with like-minded individuals. They are part of different associations, clubs, whatever it may be, that are hanging out with like-minded individuals, right? So the pastor of a church may be interacting with other pastors. A radio DJ being involved in the industry may know other radio DJs that wants to do stuff with travel and promote a group. And that can go for, the list goes on and on regarding affinity groups, but here's your opportunity to impress a group or group leader that now is going to refer you to that next group. So my question to you is, what is your plan? What is your plan? Right? We're going to go over this a little bit more in detail in just a moment, but think about these things that we're sharing with you today. Think about, those groups you work with. What's a great plan and or talk track to come up with regarding multiplying this group into more sales for you? And again, it doesn't have to be in that vicious, I keep saying the used car sales. It doesn't have to be like that. We sell travel. Travel is fun. Travel is made up of a large majority of great, great people. And it's very easy to talk about and get people excited about. So think about what is your plan when it comes to groups and all of these things today. Okay, Joni, have you ever seen the movie Gremlins?
Yes, I did.
Okay. You might be saying to yourself, Joni, and those who did, why is Dave sharing a picture of a gremlin?
I'm sure there's a good reason waiting on it.
Yep. So it's funny, right? As I thought about this presentation, as I'm putting together, and this is just, if you were in my mind, oh boy. But when I'm thinking about, parlaying your sales, and I use the word multiplier several times, right? Multiplying your sales, turning 1 into 100. I thought back to the movie Gremlins, right? And Gremlins, hopefully most of you on the break, if you've seen the movie, please support me in the chat box. Let us know if you've seen the movie Gremlins. And then let us know if you know the 3 rules, right? The 3 rules about Gremlins, these cute little furry guys. Number 1, keep them away from any bright light. Keep them away from any bright light, because that's not good for them. That's not good for the gremlins. Don't want to go there. Rule number 2 is don't get them wet. I'll come back to that. And then the last one is never ever feed them after midnight. And the reason for that is they can turn into some pretty evil gremlins. So you don't want to feed them after midnight. So let's go back to rule number 2. Don't get them wet. Don't get them wet, because you know what happens when they get wet? They multiply. And if you haven't seen the movie, and I forget when this came out, years and years and years ago, and now obviously if they did a remake of this movie, I'm sure the effects would have been 100 times greater. But in any case, when they got wet, they multiply, where literally like out of their skin and out of their fur jumps out additional gremlins. One gremlin turns into 10 gremlins, whatever it may be, right? So I share this with you because you know what? Sprinkle some water on your sales. Sprinkle that water. Let's parlay it. Let's get those referrals. Let's work with those groups, right? Let's upsell. Let's add on. Let's do all of these things that we share with you. Let's add another trip to their year. Let's do these things to multiply it. Let's treat our customers like gremlins. Sprinkle some water on them. Let's multiply it. All right? So that's just a fun analogy. Sorry, my brain goes left and right sometimes. You never really know. So let's get back to the serious stuff, folks. What is your plan? What is your plan? I mentioned this before. I say, what are your 3 things? Let's keep this simple. I would love for you tuned in. You're sitting there with a notepad next to you. Type something up on your computer right now. But what are your 3 things that you're going to do after this presentation and over the next few weeks? So are you going to incorporate a tagline at the end of every conversation? Obviously, you don't want to say, do you want fries with that? But are you going to incorporate the line, do you want insurance with that? Or have you considered potentially upgrading your cabin or room? Something like that. You do that enough times, you speak it confidently, more and more people are going to take those things. Are you going to, number 2, are you going to start to make a point where you have those clients that are booking one vacation with you to go ahead and ask them, hey, I know you're doing your cruise in a few weeks. We're going to get you your documents and stuff for your upcoming cruise, and just curious, do you have any travel plans for the end of the year? Do you have any travel plans early next year? Because I know there's a lot of great deals going on right now. Whatever it may be. And then lastly, for your groups, right? Maybe that's number 3. Maybe you're going to review the groups that you currently have on the books and start to think about how are you going to attack them and go after each individual group member in your personal way to help grow those sales.
So Dave, I'm going
So
to ask you
Joe,
to go back to that one for just one sec, if you can. Just
I will.
reverse that. So since we have a little time, you're doing great on your time and everything, and we've got more time. How about we get some folks to do me a favor and in the questions area, just jot down some of the either your one thing or your two things or your three things, and maybe I can share them with the rest of you all here on when I see them come through. That sound okay with you,
Love
Dave?
it.
All
Oh
right,
no,
folks, you got it.
yeah.
Love it. Okay, guys, go ahead and if you have, what are your three things? As Dave mentioned, what is your plan? Just free form it and put it in the question box, and I will read them as they come available. And I'll interrupt you, Dave, if they come available.
No, please do, please do. I mean, this for me, this believe it or not, Joni, this wraps up. I try to keep
Oh,
these, I
okay.
say, somewhat short and sweet. But I do, I say in closing on, I'm going to leave this on the screen. So for me, it's, looking at every potential opportunity to increase your sales, right? Now, I know like the position I'm in, obviously, I'm a numbers guy. I need to look at, what are we doing collectively as a company, and what are our advisors doing to help increase their sales. As we know, these past couple of years, few years now, have been incredible with this amazing comeback we've all been part of, and it's not, it's not slowing down. The one of the greatest examples, the cruise lines right now, right? It's tough to find a cabin the rest of this year. Cruise capacity is filled up. It's become smaller and smaller. People are going to continue to travel. Traveling, there was the whole revenge travel topic. You look at multi-gen travel has been big. People don't want to be indoors anymore. They want to experience the world. So there's no better time now to take a look at your business and really see what are some other ways you can increase that profit and revenue.
We've got somebody that's chimed in here. Folks, don't be shy. We're never shy around here. Carrie, thank you for your comments. Let me read what Carrie had to say. My plan is to improve. Oh, I got to make it bigger so I can see it. My plan is to improve not just the knowledge of travel, but what my future clients could want and prepare for that. Okay, good for you, Carrie. I'm assuming you might be new, and what a great way to start. I think that's a tremendous idea. Let me see if I have any more for you, Dave. My
Yep.
plan is to contact my referrals from 2023, give them a call, see how their plan for travel is shaping up moving forward. And that's from our friend Deborah Stein. Hey, Debs, good to see you here. And
Love
so
it.
she said, invite them and sit down over a coffee and tea. Perfect. She's a dynamo, no question about it. That's one successful lady. Deborah's done a ton of groups, so she definitely knows what
Yeah.
she's doing. All right, so those are the only two people that weren't shy. Okay. Oops, somebody else. Okay, wait. Carrie said, "Oh, I've just become my own agency." Good for you, Carrie. She's been in the business for a while, but she has her own business now. Good for you.
Fantastic.
Okay, Dave. Hi, I already added a request for reviews to my welcome home email, and I've just added a request. Hold on a second. I've just added a request for referrals to it. One more thing, more consistent marketing with just booked people and just booked posts showcasing destinations and problem solving. Good for you. Awesome. That's from Bo. Congratulations, Bo. Great ideas. All
Right.
right, cool. Thank you, folks, so much for sharing. It really is fun to have you guys be a part of it and kind of share your thoughts. So, do you have any other thoughts before we start doing our prizes, Dave?
I guess on a closing note before prizes and the questions. So, one thing I always think about as well is looking at, what's happening during your book. My advice to advisors, take a look at what is happening during the booking process or pre-booking process, right? Like, what are you doing before the potential sale? Then, okay, you made the sale, and just let's use the example, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, they booked their 7-night Caribbean cruise with you, right? So you did something right in order to close the deal and get them to book their cruise with you. So that, okay, you won them over to book with you. So now is the time, right? The booking is made, and there's a span of time between the booking date and the travel date. So what are the things that you're doing to maintain that relationship? Because that time could be critical. And I know especially some of you who are experienced and seasoned, me included, every now and then, right, you kind of get stuck in your ways. You get caught up in so many other things where, for me, every now and then I lose sight of some of those details I really should be going back to or pay attention to. But, you won them over so that the pre-sale and the sale happened. Now they're waiting to go on their vacation, right? So there's the life of that. And then they go on their vacation, and then they come back. So for me, and my advice to our advisors is looking at your sales funnel, your sales process, and say, okay, what am I doing before the sale and at the sales point? Then what are you doing that's leading up to the trip and the vacation? Then what's happening at the time when they are returning, and how are you selling them while servicing them, right? Because there is a difference. Servicing can help you sell, but there's got to be certain things you're doing and strategizing in order to make sure you're bringing them back and having them say, yes, I can use my Visa or I can use my Amex. So that's where you want to get to.
Perfect. All right. So let's go ahead and get to our questions, folks. As you probably remember, if you've been on with us before, for those of you that haven't, though, here's what you need to do. You see the questions area there on the side of your screen. That is where you will type your answers. When I mention the question, we're going to randomly pick one of the correct answers, and we've got actually 3 different questions and 3 different prizes. So the first question is, get ready, folks, get ready to type it in there. Tell us 2 ways for you to add on or upsell your clients. Go.
I feel like I should play some music, Joni.
Okay, yeah, good idea.
I won't sing. I will spare everyone.
They're coming in.
All righty.
That's not an easy question. We gotta.
Yep. We'll see who was taking notes, who was paying attention.
A lot of people were paying attention. Okay.
Yes, love it.
All right. So I'm gonna give me a number between 1 and 12, Dave.
I will go with my daughter's jersey number 11.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, I like that idea. So let me get to that. Okay. Wow. Okay, this is awesome. I'm so excited. So Carrie Breyer, who answered the other question earlier, has one. She's suggesting adding on excursions, to the, post cruise or during the cruise, and so I think that's one of the answers. Is that correct, Dave?
That is correct. Excursions is one.
Okay, why don't you tell them what the other ones are, just to remind everybody.
Oh, okay. Okay, sorry. So she is our winner, or I'm giving
She is our winner. No, she is our winner.
Just making sure. I'm a rule follower. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, there's a number of a number of ways. Insurance is one.
A lot of people said that. Good. Okay.
Yep. Excursions was 2. Referring a friend or family member was another way.
Okay,
as far as that goes.
Yeah, a lot of people have come up with those answers. So perfect. Thank you for just kind of clarifying that. Yeah. All right. So Carrie, you have won a very invaluable 30-minute consultation with Dave. So congratulations. We will be sending Dave your information, and he'll be reaching out to you to kind of set that up. Okay. And that will be a phone call. And she says she's excited. So that's awesome. I love to see that.
Congrats, Carrie.
Yeah, Carrie, that's really cool. All right. So let's go on to number 2. Okay. All right. Number 2. Tell us, oh God, they're gonna all get this one right. Well, if they're fast food people. Tell us the famous line that McDonald's used as an easy upsell with all of their over-the-counter sales. Boy, this one's coming in fast.
Oh, I bet.
All right, I'm going to pick number 8 on this one because we're getting so many.
All right.
Okay. The answer is, do you want fries with that? And that's
Ding, ding,
Diana
ding.
Holloway. Good job, Diana. Now,
Yeah,
see,
Diana, woo.
I answered it wrong. See, my answer would have been supersize. So I don't know why I thought that was the right answer. I guess because if you get a small order of fries, you can supersize that. So I was thinking supersize. But anyway, that brings my age into the room here. Okay,
Nice.
so you have, Diana, you have also won a 30-minute invaluable press time with Dave. So enjoy that, and we really are happy for you here. And we have one last question and one last prize. Okay, so we discussed, this was a little more difficult, folks, so we're not making it too easy for you here. Hold on.
Nope.
We discussed how there is an opportunity to parlay your business specifically through groups. So let's share one way that you can do this that was discussed during Dave's presentation. And there's more than one right answer for this one. So
There is, yep. See who is listening. Here we go.
they're coming in. Okay. Okay, a lot of people are getting this right. Congratulations, folks. This is awesome. Okay, I'm gonna pick, I just don't know. I think I'm gonna pick number, don't you hate it when somebody does that? They just make you wait. Okay, I'm gonna pick number 3. No, excuse me, I'm sorry, number 4, because number 3 didn't get that right. All right, so Sharon Bryan, you are going to win a $50 Amazon gift card courtesy of Travel Professional News and homebasedtravelagent.com and findahosttravelagency.com, otherwise known as us. Target individual group members for future travel needs. Sharon, congratulations to you. We will be sending you your Amazon gift card shortly. I usually get that within a half hour, so be watching your email for that. Thank you, Dave. This was awesome. Like, great presentation. So fun. You really. I love your. By the way, guess who was in here, kind of snooping on us?
Who's that?
Jen Lee.
Jen. Hello, Jen.
She was there. She came in for a few seconds and she said she loved your analogies, which I do too. I think they're super fun. And, they just keep it really, really energetic. So yeah, it was great to have her here. So we miss you, Jen, but Dave's killing it, so it's all good. And she says to tell you she loves you, Dave. So that's good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, folks, I think we're good. I'll let Dave say his goodbyes, and then we will close this out, and we will look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you.
Yep. Well, thanks again, Joni. Thank you, everybody who tuned in today. Do appreciate you spending some time with me and, sharing some time with me while I speak about something I'm truly passionate about. Ultimately, yes, it's sales, but I could not be happier working in this amazing industry and can confidently say all of you are some of my colleagues out there. Hope you're doing well. Let's keep selling some travel and enjoy the rest of your summer, everyone. Take care. Thanks, Joni.
Absolutely. And by the way, folks, don't forget, Travel for Platform Planners International is an amazing host agency, and you can see that by Dave. So have a good one, Dave. Great job.
Thank you. Take care, everybody.
All right. Bye-bye.